All right. Yay, a little bit of music. Hi, you guys. Yep, it looks like everything is working. Welcome in, you all. Yep, first of all, happy Independence Day, 4th of July, and I hope everyone is staying safe, um, feeling blessed, and just being with each other. Everyone that knows me here knows my story from the massacre here in Highland Park. So, um, the 4th, even though it looks different to me than it used to, is still an important day. So, we all work together. All right, welcome on in. We have an amazing presentation. Me, myself, and I have an amazing presentation for you guys. So let's see who's in chat. Muffin Top, my amazing mod. Everyone knows it. Muffin Top, if you don't know, is my mod. Welcome in. I'm Bernie. Hey, hey. Sorry about the other day that I couldn't. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Jean. I couldn't get on. Hi, Lisa. There was a lot going on, and many times you guys know me, when I don't show up that day, I may come on a little later. I'll put 2 o'clock, so I'll come up 4 o'clock. When I change a full day, that means something's going on, that I just need to sit on to try to understand it. So then I don't go on. Because I don't want, I've got to try my best to explain this stuff, right? Because all of these missing children, got gun kids, teenagers, cold cases, uh, here at WCAA Network, we talk about giving justice to the victims, and we do that by telling the story that we believe to be true. My subscribers have been here since the beginning. It's over 3 years, and they are still here. So they're learning as I'm trying to teach and show what goes on beneath the deep fake. Now, when I say deep fake, I am talking about when you see a photo like this. Now we all see, put a 1 in chat if you guys see that this is Summer Moon Wells. Summer Moon Wells is what this is all about. We call this Summer Moon Wells Missing Children, which encompasses thousands. Do you see that her head is covered? Put a 1. There's pictures that we all look at, and either someone will come in and be like, yes, 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 I see it. There's a number 1. There's my 1s coming up. And then others will be like, I don't see it. That's where the conversation should end here at WCIA Network. If you don't see it, that's the end of the comment, because you shouldn't and won't be allowed to go into, well, I don't see it. They're so stupid. They're crazy. They're this, they're that. Everyone has a different reality. And everyone sees something different. I'm showing you this as my first picture to explain what I do here. Yes, do I use my intuition? Yes. Yes. Do I use the gifts that I think I have had my whole life? Yes. But I also try to use and give information that backs it up, because no detective, law enforcement is going to give a fuck what I'm showing them if I just say, ooh, I see dead people on a piece of paper. I learned the hard way that when I brought everything to Springfield, first thing he asked me is, what generation witch am I? That was the first thing the sheriff asked me, because he could tell, because I already went through a whole entire presentation with him, and I told a story on top of pictures that he had no fucking idea what he was looking at, because he didn't see what I saw. Does it mean that what I'm doing is wrong? No. Is it right? I don't know. These are just allegedly, these are stories. Everything you do and say falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Boom. Thank you, Muffin Top. Unless the court, the law enforcement, the detectives that are covering these cases begin to see that there is real information inside these photos, I'm going to see things and say things that I see. I'm not expecting you to see it. Hi, Shazam. Hi, Vanessa. If you see it, that's amazing, because then it's great for law enforcement. If you don't see it, that's okay. It means I'm seeing my own shit that I call clairvoyant, intuition, blah, blah, blah. Take it or leave it. So, when people come on in, hi, Ripple, you could take it or leave it. Like, you come on in and you have to have an open mind and really know that you're here for the purpose of giving justice to the victims. Anyone that comes in here, that is the one objective. That's it. That's it. Bringing justice to the victims by helping tell the story that I believe is the true story beneath all this other crap that they put out there. I believe that these kids and these cases are all the same. So when I go over something and I say, this photo here, the BTK killer photo, this was like one of many pictures, right? They're one of many, and they're busting their brains and being like, what does this mean? What do these drawings mean? Look at these drawings. Maybe that's how she's tied. Well, yeah, that is how she's tied, but look beneath the photo. Look inside the smallest elements that you could find. Those small little elements, if they're in fact one of my elements, repeat themselves in every case study, in every case that I cover. It's the same. If in fact the law enforcement doesn't take the time and doesn't understand that these children's story isn't what they're being told it is. And I mean, it has to be frustrating as law enforcement to just can't solve one of these things. So if you can't solve anything in these cases and they stay cold or whatever, why not try something different? Why not come on in and allow yourself to think clear? Because in order to see stuff that we really don't want to see, you have to look. And looking isn't fun. If you do not want to see that what's on top of that box, you see it's a box, is what they're showing over here. That's this. So what I do is I will say, these are both the same elements. You'll be like, no, they're fucking not the same elements. Keep an open mind and understand that I watched this stuff for 3.5 years. 3.5 years. And I could cookie cutter paste, whatever the hell you want to call it, all day long. The story is Summer Moon. Do something different than you haven't done before. Here's one of my main elements. It's an A. Now, just look with no distraction, with no voice telling you anything. Because I have over 800 videos that show this same situation with the missing victims, including Julia Potter. It's not just that, oh, she's sitting in a box. They're always sitting in a box. Epstein. I say this is Epstein to the left. I sent in all these photos. I said, this is Epstein's videos. I have his videos that no one has. Someone showed me something and I opened it and I saved it. Well, this over here may look funky to people, be like, oh, that's just blurry, so it doesn't exist. Like, that's a dumb picture because I don't know what it is. You're not going to know what it is. Whoever's doing the deep fake over the information that holds the answers to finding these children, they know what the law enforcement isn't going to look at. They know as if they have law enforcement on their team because they know exactly how to make it look where they'll be like, that's just so weird. Well, yeah, because your brain has never had to wrap around the concept of this is the Idaho 4. This came from the Idaho 4, that person who told that story. I mean, the whole video looks like that. And he's basically showing the situation. He's showing exactly why they ripped down the house. Now I see it. Because it wasn't the fucking house they were ripping down. They didn't care about the house. They cared about what's underground. What's under the ground. Everything in every one of these victims, and I'm going to show Julia Potter as a very strong Julia that we've been following since Summer Moon Wells. Because what you see here is no different than what I showed you guys in the videos that are named Julia Potter. So if you could open your minds and understand that this is in the video, it's blurred because it's behind other little frames, and this is done on purpose. This is done on purpose, so when you look at it, you don't know what you're looking at. Example, this is the guy who said he hid Summer in the basement. His videos look like this, and then sometimes you get a really cool photo of a real human's face in the corner of the photos. So there are times, and this here matches this situation. No. This situation to the left. And again, to the left is from the Idaho 4 guy telling that story. Stuff like this is called deep fake. So when I'm about to show information that follows this deep fake stuff, for those that are new here, don't judge. Don't look at it, don't watch this as if oh, I'm gonna prove her wrong. Like, don't watch it with any intention other than watching it. Set your intention when you're watching what I'm showing you. Just watch it as if you're learning for the first time. Because when I show pictures like this, I'm saying no one wants to see it, but is it there or isn't it there? Is the same video from Plunder with Brian Kohlberger, but why does Brian Kohlberger look like that in half the video? And nobody wants to fucking deal with it. They're like, oh, that's cool. What's the next slide? Oh, wow, wow, I wonder who did that. It's not someone who's doing it once. It's covering up all of these stories. All of them. This shit has the story in the videos, and because the world doesn't want to see it, we're not going to solve these things. Until you say you're going to see it, meaning not you're going to see it, but try to see it differently, you'll be wasting your time listening to me. Because then people do come in here because they're all honey and angry, and they're like, oh, there she is again, blah 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 blah, crazy lady, blah blah blah. We don't do that here. Just come in with an open mind. These are two different people. Why? When I say that these are the letters and the symbols that show up in the cases that I follow, that is pretty solid information. So when I am about to show starting now, are the images that were taken from the Julia Potter YouTube channel. Thank you, Muffin Top. And I was going to start with this, was really was going to be my number one slide, but as you guys know, I come on and I change it up. I thought it would be necessary to first kind of show you stuff that I just showed you to prepare you to watch, to like center you, because think about how your body would feel at this moment if I started with this photo. These are reasons why it's really difficult to send law enforcement PDF files of this. Because imagine you never knowing or hearing about this, and you open up the first page. You're like, what is this, a bowl of cherries? You're not going to even get what you're looking at. This is a human. This is what they're doing to the victims. This comes from the Julia Potter videos. The whole video is this. These are lips. This is a nose. These are pieces. This is her slime. Her slime. What I am saying is it's no different than this. So I put this all together. All of this is Summer Moonwell's Missing Children. This is what they're doing. What they're showing is disgusting parts of the process, where you're not going to be like, ew, that's a bone of some sort. But it is. This is Julia. She calls herself Julie, I think. And this is what you hold up. It looks like it's blurry and deep fake, but that is called an element. It's an element, as this is. These are all different people, like Benny Keys is an example, but this is only one of probably 1,000 photos I have from each case. So when I see this here, even though it looks like someone AI'd it or whatever they do, I don't care. I don't care. I know that the story is being told. So I don't put in my head and I'm like, well, obviously someone fucking put it there. I mean, that doesn't look real to you, does it? No. Okay, so I know that. But if the law enforcement keeps just using that as an excuse to throw it to the side, these children will never get justice. Because I have photos like this with Benny many a times. What I am saying is I have about 1,000 photos that represent this. So why the fuck would this be put in there? Because they know the story. They know the story. Julia Roberts, Jesus Christ. Julia Potter has the same thing here. Very clear. It's not like, okay, someone else would be like, oh, that's nothing. That's the window. Well, okay, maybe it's the window. It might be the window. I have no idea. But this and this and this, I've repeated over and over in elements. This is Michael Vaughn's mother. This is about Summer. And this is Julia Potter. This shit I have across the board. Julia. This is what her hand looks like in her photos. This is actually from her mother. Then it says $10 something. This is deep faked. And put aside the conversation, oh, but it's blurry. Who cares? This shit shouldn't have ever been in her picture that they posted as a missing child's photo. That is this. This, all of this is the same. Why am I telling you this? Because Julia is literally right here holding it in a hand that is not a child's hand. The cases would be solved if the mentality of these cases were allowed to go outside the box. There are so many cases that depend on the law enforcement to see it differently because the people that created it and are doing this know that. Now, that to me, that's a reading. Whatever, take it or leave it, shit comes through that I call channeling. So, what I just channeled is what I am saying is information that right now has nothing to do with the photos, but what I'm saying is who has created this platform, they know the mentality of the law enforcement. That's what is coming through. So they could show this shit all day. They're people that know the mentality of the law enforcement, and that's why this isn't being looked at. Because right now, this is something that wouldn't even fly in the courts. It's not real. These look fake. But the missing children and the information that these videos are giving is far from fake. It is presented in a way that will not work for the law enforcement, but it's presented in a way that they're all the fucking same photos. So if this stuff wants to be resolved and found, and you would see that these kids hit Kingsport. That is a picture, to me, that's Julia Potter to the right. But we know that's Julia Potter to the left with big teeth that are not her teeth. Those are adult teeth. And if you look at her pictures, all of her pictures have different sized teeth. This was from Kingsport at the same car show that I got Tim Mullins photos from. I'm like, shit, that's Julia. I still believe it is. Because what I see, because it's Kingsport, is her telling the story, her telling a story, her photo. Let me show you when I change the coloring. These are created by people that know the story, you see. Let's see. Crop it for you guys. Because there's a reason I am pointing out this stuff to you guys daily. I think that is her. You will see this stuff in videos. You will see sometimes things that I point out. I'm like, that is the best to my ability. I could show you the equipment. She is not getting a facial, for those who think she's getting a facial. This was Molly Golightly. She was a real a big presence in true crime on YouTube. Don't have anything other than that. And before she was off YouTube, she was showing elements in the story of these victims, I don't know, for months and months before she disappeared. If you really look at a Molly Golightly's videos from the past, you're going to see there's so much inside her videos that you will question why it wasn't ever questioned by the authorities. Because she's the one who speaks and spoke, she is one of them, about every case that I was following. Julia Potter, of course, is always in there because I believe Summer's case is connected to it. But the Michael Vaughn, Harmony Montgomery, the Serenity McKinney, she covered every one of them and then some. She showed items like this that appear. So when I show you photos of one of the victims that is like this, the eyeball on these things, this is a very clear photo of what it is. I could then take the victims and copy and paste them over her photo as if Molly Golightly's face was the deep fake. Going all the way back to Amber Alert, all the way back to Amber Hagerman. She's the one that Amber Alert is named after. You go all the way back to Amber Hagerman, you're going to get the same information, the same pictures that I show you today as the story. Amber's drawings, like many of these kids' drawings, reflect the stories that they're going through. This here see, is that normal? You've got on the top row what I believe the children have seen. It's underground. It's in like a cave-like thing, like under the bridge. It's an area like this. And these are the children that are being sacrificed. See this? It's underground. This is a little ladder that steps up, and this is where they get sacrificed. Boom. If you look at her drawings, you will see that the words that I use and the story that is being told here goes all the way back. It goes all the way back. And there's a reason all of these kids that have cookie cutter information, they have the same parents' responses, the pattern that this child just gets lost in the shuffle. They're all the same. This here comes from Julia Potter's video. What you see on her head is what appears on the victims' heads. And this is a red heart. This is a V. These are white. I have many photos that show the same information. These are called elements. That shape, let me bring it up. So this here is just telling you the story of a victim. This is what it looks like underground. Now, let me see. It goes this way. So this is from the Julia Potter. So when I show something like that, like I'll crop it here. See, that's the 5 on the bottom. Right. So let's say this is the story. I just told you that this goes all the way back to Amber Hagerman, and that I see what her drawing is what the children see as their story. I just said that. My eye, my intuition side, and my, whatever you want to do, say, brings photos together to show you that my story doesn't change. This is the video I just showed you Do you understand? They're the same story. It's the same story. Again, take it or leave my information. Take it or leave it. But this is a story that is continuing. These bits of information that get thrown to the side have been the biggest information that they have missed. These are things that just were never even pointed out. This is not a normal photo for a young little girl to make. And then to put it on the news without realizing it. This is that. So this is why it's important for me to come on here and point stuff out. So my videos show Epstein. I'm assuming this is Epstein. This is what I have, videos with this face. This is him. So many of my victims have if all of my victims have this equipment on their heads. I call it heads on platters. This here is exactly how I show it. Now, I must have sent in those videos, oh my God, so many times. No one cares how, to me, these are face matches. They match, right? But the interesting thing is his pictures match. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, it's above it. Wait. Aha, perfect. So this here, I show this because when I show this information from the Idaho 4, and I consistently show this information throughout each and every case that we follow, understand it goes all the way back. This is all the same to me. Why not? If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. And that's nothing. You've got nothing. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, but the Idaho 4 case is closed. They know Brian did it. Well, he didn't. You have to be a complete fucking idiot if you think one person, could create all that murder and all of whatever they allegedly said he did and not leave DNA and clean the scene so perfectly. He was all by himself. Putting whatever I always say aside, logically, it's the dumbest thing I ever heard. He is not the one that should be locked up, period. But the law enforcement will say, oh, but that one's closed. Gabby Petito. Oh, you mean the one that the boyfriend killed her and then he killed himself? Well, that's closed. No, it's not. Look. Look at these. Look at them. Look at the stories and try to see the truth. So picture like this in Julia Potter's video. These are images. Okay, even though they're crazy looking images, images like this shouldn't be coming up at all. Like she's just in a room with slime on her hands. Like, so even if you look at this and you say, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Well, this dumbest thing you've ever seen shouldn't be in the video. There's not one thing that's close to this photo. Not at all. So this guy disappeared. Stein, if you're in chat, let me know. Just say hi. You know, when I decide to just give a little bit of review, I go back to those photos that um well, really the photos are the easiest to explain and that have the clearest information, right? Stein, actually, you gave us still great information, and I asked if you could send me receipts that you sent it all in. But that's okay. It's photos like this. But that information is like the same as what I'm showing you in the Julia Potter videos. Every one of our victims gets covered in this stuff, in this mesh. It is something that you guys, it's not something you will have ever seen before. So your eye isn't going to want to see it, but this is on every victim. I call it the mesh. And to me, it's very clear that there's something wrong here. You look into the eyes. I don't see eyes. And then I showed him, and then I think to myself, you know what? It all goes back to Molly Golightly and Benny Keys. These were images that came out of nowhere on her TV behind her. Molly Golightly showed a lot of that information. Oh, wait a minute. Interesting. You see what's on the right here? That's what's under the Idaho 4 TV that I showed. I'm quite positive. Wait a minute. Wow. This thing here. All right, so those who don't know what I'm talking about, these are called the bones, these white bony things that are like souvenirs. And this is actually where they put them, is under the TV. This is Molly Golightly's TV. That is pretty much the same as what Idaho 4 has under their TV that I've shown. Let's see. Wait one sec. All files. I'm not going to find it right now. I'm going to have to find this. That's crazy. I didn't notice that before. Anyways, yeah, are these kooky fit pictures? But that's what brings me back to showing it to you over and over and over, are pictures like that. This here is from the Julia's video. I'm going to show you how I got these pictures. This is her face, and this is in her room. This is someone else. There's always a light above the head like that. That's a close-up of this Julia's video of what's going on here. These are elements repeating over and over in their videos. So when you slow it down and you look between the frames, it's not slime. Slime is what I call the deep fake. The deep fake is what they want you to see. This is what you need to look for. Your eye isn't going to go right to it. So if you were to be like, oh, show me what it is, and you're not paying attention and you're just looking, there's no freaking way you're going to see anything. We've been trained not to. I mean, if no one in the news is going to say it's true and no one's ever going to recognize it and we're trained not to look at it, we're never going to see it because it's not talked about. If, God forbid, one law enforcement or one news station decided to say, wow, do you guys see that dragon face? I see it all the time. Could you imagine? They'd be fired if they pulled your attention to something that they don't want you to see or not trained to. But this stuff is in Julia's video, and these are called elements. I have over 800 videos that show this stuff. These are supposed to be the fingers. So all of this is what goes on. A lot of cutting, slicing. This is a very dangerous, horrible thing to see and watch. Again, to the left, I believe those are Epstein's videos. Since over 3 years ago, Benny Keys, another thing that you could look for in videos that you're not used to, is watch for the reflections. You know, AI and stuff and videos and computers and programs give opportunity for the guilty to shove it in your face, the story. Like this. If we don't start talking about what other people see in these crazy programs we call video programs, then shit like this, underground, sex trafficking, murders, sacrifices, all this shit will not get busted because there is like another language, right? And me, all I could do is I read the photo to tell you what I see in Benny's hand. This here is what I've said to be true, that these kids go live in boxes. These are the boxes, and these boxes every victim has. What I see to the left is the room. I see Benny showing the room, knowing no one's going to see it. And God forbid you see it. YouTube will really do whatever they can or whatever's in their power to shut it down. This is Benny Keys's. Now, what do you see? I'm going to tell you what I see. I see underground. I see underground wood boxes. I see a girl with blonde hair looking in. This is outside, like a barn, a horse barn. These are rooms. This is the victim. This is only what I see spiritually. Everyone's going to see something different. The A's. And it shows to everyone differently. So what I see and what you see will never be the same, right? Because everyone's reality, how it's presented, everyone's reality is different. Your reality is just what it is within the moment that we're talking about it. So your reality is within this split moment of what you see. Because you may come back tomorrow and your reality of what you see is totally different. Does that mean you didn't see it? We don't know. It just means that now you're ready to see something different. The most interesting, Benny, is what you're actually showing in the room. So, when I say reflection, and these things have reflections, that's what you're looking at to the right. But that is what's called the deep fake. So this purple stuff, this is very important. This purple stuff over the photo behind it, if you look at the frame, it's all one photo. All there is another deep fake image placed over the reality. And that's the reality. So this stuff is layered. And it's always layered looking like this. What they don't want you to see is what's behind that layer. This is here. It's here. See how it's the same? This. And if someone's asking what this is, those are rooms and elements that represent the wood boxes where these kids go in these boxes. The information is layered. The information is really there if you look and not think the way you were trained to think. The world has changed. Shit has changed. And these kids are going to keep going missing and not found if we don't catch up to this stuff and we don't recognize and learn that that's really that's really a child to the left. Like that's really a child sitting in a room. Because right now what it does is they show it small, it looks like it's fake. These things are just the elements that they're choosing to show. Stop, Loki, come on. No, 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 no. God. So if I blow this up, I know everyone's not going to see the same. In the Julia videos, you have what's to the right, right? So when I see these elements and I see that they're presented this way, I try to get something that you've seen prior that matches this, right? Let's see. Again, what you're looking at here and what you're looking at to the left is basically telling the same story. And then I go back to this saying they're under here. This is underground. This is no different to me. You all might be like, what the fuck is she talking about? But I could only tell you the way that I see it to be my truth. See, these are like the blueprints. And it's like that. And all the other one, let me get to it. The other one, here it is. Let's see if I can change the coloring. This comes from one of the families that I follow. I showed it the other day. The kids standing next to a wall that they're saying are ultrasounds. Each picture looks ridiculous. They're not ultrasounds. So as soon as you realize they're not ultrasounds, which I did hear someone say to me, yeah, but these are all blurry. That because what they do is just shut the conversation down. I don't give a fuck that they're blurry. Go in, look at them, and you blow them up, and they won't be blurry. Like here is what I'm telling you is the same. These are like little teeny fetuses. These are little heads. But if people would just do it differently and look and do their homework, you're gonna see those are far from ultrasounds. They're not fucking ultrasounds. Go in, blow up the photo, you guys. They're little kids. They're children. These are not photos that you see in ultrasound. Here, I'll blow one up for you right now. No child in an ultrasound has a head of hair and looks like this. In an ultrasound. This here is like a machine. That is so not a child. What is going on there, here, is what Molly Golightly is covering here. But they're always about children. So, like I said, Molly Golightly would be the deep fake. So, this here, let's see. This here is what I said. They're doing something to the eye, just like they're doing something to the eye there. You know, so if you, in fact, you don't see it, that is okay. Let me turn it. Oh, that's good. I like it this way. So, I show photos. When I show photo, it's because I do see the story behind these photos. Why am I showing this with the Julia Potter stuff and all the other shit? Because the group that is doing this, it's multifaceted reason. Like, there's like multiple reasons that they take these kids for certain purposes. Kids like a Julia Potter, kids like a Summer Wells, Michael Vaughn, these kids that look a certain way and have a certain life, and they get sold and taken. This is a huge reason why. These are, I can't even get, it's not my job to guess what they're doing, but these are fetuses. I could tell you that these are human, or they're made by science, but these are humans that are not embryos. So understand that this is one of the families that I follow, and that this information, to me, if I were in the law enforcement, this is the information I would go by as one of the reasons for them to take these children. Blow these things up and really sit with it. Sit with it. You know, like, don't hurry, don't prejudge, just don't sit there and have a fucking thought in your head of no way. Because that is like something we have to stop doing. Yeah, that is yes way. Yeah, this is yes way. And until we look at this stuff and understand something's going on here with our children and the babies and the embryos and them having babies and selling babies and giving them to science or whatever they're doing, is being shown to us, and we are sitting back. It's our people. So really look at these photos. You know, anyone that could see and has two eyeballs can see that what is happening here is exactly what I'm showing you that is happening beneath Molly Golightly's videos, Benny Key's videos. Like, this isn't an embryo. Again, this here is no different than what I'm showing you Molly Golightly's eyeball is doing. It's what I have over 800 videos showing this process. Period. The closer you get to each one of these photos, there's a few of them that are just like the one I just showed you is difficult to understand that this is happening. It is difficult, you guys. Every time I talk about it on a level that just tries to do it slowly, really tough. But when you look at this stuff, do your homework, like zoom in, copy and paste, and look at what you just cut to look at. Like, don't copy, hurry through it. Let me see this. So I like to get my information in the furthest corners, right? So right under her chin here is exactly what the kids wind up looking like. The V on the head, the heart on the head, the hair in front of them. See how like their face is covered? That's how I showed you in the video yesterday or 2 days ago. I would call tonight, I'm not done yet, a win just by the mere fact that you're seeing this and recognizing that these are crazy. Oh, okay, there we go. So to the left are supposed to be the pictures. Here in front of you was what comes on that Faith Robertson videos. He's friends with Benny. Always shows, these little boxes, and he shows victims. And again, boxes match boxes. They're telling the same story as this is. You look here at the right photo, the picture on the right, right? And I say to you, that's a victim. He's being victimized. Those are the elements. I see this. And I'm not just Googling these pictures. These photos are coming from the creators I follow. They're coming from the YouTube creators that I've been watching since day one. Day one is a big deal. Wait, why do I have these still in here? Elements. This stuff shows up in the slime videos between the frames like this. And I show this often. This often. To the left is an embryo. To the right, this little piece here is not her hair. So this is a head. As the one to the left is. The one to the left, the one to the right tell the same story to me. The one to the left is from the Idaho 4 TikTok. Idaho 4 TikTok from Sigma Chi, to me, gives more information than Brian Kohlberger ever could give me. This is the box of Julia in the video. Each child has a box. The top is clear. And this is Julia's. This here box, you could place that as like a little dumpster, a little trash bucket. It's where these little trophies go, right? Like here. This is underground. So when I say these things are in a box, they each have a box or in a box, and I say underground, underground looks like this. It's not like just beautiful soil. It's like this. So it would be down here, down under. And it's a box like this. So Faith Robertson, who, Faith, I think it's Robertson, who's the friends with Benny, he once had a video that was put out. It said, I have somewhere in my basement. We never heard about it. So, and these are what the rooms look like. And Julia Potter's video shows that underground. Shows what's going on here. This is supposed to be a car. It's not a car. This is like like a cage-like. This is in her video. This here comes from the video that they're driving together. And wait, let me grab this. And Julia winds up looking like this. Now, the smiley face is a big element in my cases. It shows up somewhere, like I just showed you here. Like, these are boxes. They're showing what's in the boxes, and they use little icons and information that they know the language, and they know you, law enforcement, are going to blow it off. But I'm telling you, there's a pattern across the board with these things, by color, by style. by anything and everything. But there are certain elements that just keep repeating, especially they're behind that plexiglass. Simon's mom. Behind a plexiglass. Dolly vision. His car rides show behind in these rooms. This is in a room. What to me you're looking at here is in a room just as this one, wait. This one. This one shows this, so it's a good picture. This to me here, down here in Dolly, when Dolly's window, this is video from CrimeCon. The back of his window in his truck changes the whole entire car ride. This to the left is Benny. He's always looking in plexiglass. But when I say down under, this is this to me, see? It's showing the area. It's in a place like this. The children are in a place like this. And it's down under. They're sealed under there. There's cement involved. Total cement involved. Oh, long gone. Thank you. Thank you for that super sticker. Amazing. Oh, thank you so much. It's really sweet. Thank you. See? So these kids are really placed beneath the ground, like how you're seeing it here. This is what I mean by his video and the windows behind him change. It is very dark and dungy wherever these kids go. But these boxes look all the same. There's a lot of deep fake over her box, but I could tell you that what's happening behind her is the truth. Behind her. Elements. A scarecrow. Your A, the head in a corner. Head. See it, you guys? I totally see it. I have no idea what you guys see. Wait. So I'll tell you what I see. And when I give a reading, it's for the victim story. You'll let me know if you see what I see. So this is the man's face. This is the A-frame. This is the head in the corner. And there's others down here. A-frame. This is the side, this is like cement or rock, earth, mountain. Hmm. There's the water. I see this as there's the water down here. I see this as being under that bridge, just like I showed you guys. This to me is under the bridge. It's under a bridge. And there's little houses like on that bridge, like there's information under that bridge. They're consistently going under bridges. Like this. And it's kind of the same looking. These different photos? Interesting. See how the story changes. I'm going to show you. I don't know why I'm getting the feeling that these are like carts. Hmm. Like it's like this feels like it's in a railroad with railroad trucks, like uh railroad pieces. There's lots of railroad pieces. Like in a dump. And I've never talked about that before. Summer Wells and Michael Vaughn. Michael Vaughn's came straight from the news. I show this all the time. Here's your box. In the corner, he does the same thing. These are all the same stories over and over and over. It's a tough one for people, I'm sure. Again, these are not normal ultrasounds. All these are doing is showing the story in which they want you to see it. There's a lot swirling around in here. Let's see if I change the color a little. Oh, way better. Okay, here. I brightened it. I mean, look at this. It's a lot of stuff in here. A lot. So if it's going to show up in here and no one's going to stop to recognize that the story is being told, we're screwed. Now that is those are people. Those are adults. That's what I see, adults. And that whatever they're showing, nothing's changing. Same elements. Julia Potter. This is the slime. This, I'll let you guys figure out what this is, but we've seen it. Seen all this. All of this. They've got trophies. All these things are all the same. Look at the finger to the left. Right up here. What's in his hand? Again, all pictures like that are coming from the videos that God, I think, I don't know if it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. Open this up a little. 1 second. So what's in his hands, or whoever's hands these are, see that little thing in there? Those are elements. That little face and that little thing is the same every time I show it, with the number little 5 on the tail. And she's holding a toe. So understand there is a big toe sticking out of this thing. That is in Julia Potter's video. That's a toe. And if you don't think it's a toe, whatever. I'm telling you it's a toe. I showed this yesterday, whatever, 2 days ago, whatever. This is what we call the mesh. And this is Maui. This is the same mesh that they're touching and working with. And so is this. Candace's outside of Candace's house. This is Summer. Covered in it. She has something in her mouth here. This covered in it. Same with her girlfriends. And this is her. With the no legs. So this here is the food truck from Idaho 4. The food truck shows, to me, murder. To me, this is a person with no head. Sorry, guys, I was looking at something. Again, I'm just reinforcing how important it is when you guys see a photo that is looking up into plexiglass, ask yourself, how, who's taking those photos? This is the Julia Robert, oh God, why do I keep saying that? Julia Potter's video. Her video shows this information. This is a real powerful photo that, to me, confidentially, not confidentially, I'm confident enough to say is a Summer Moon Wells case, Idaho 4 case, Gabby Petito case, Kylie Rodney case. If you look at this picture, for those that have known my images and my elements, check this out. This is like I call head on a platter. This goes all the way back to John Wayne Gacy. This thing here. This cover on this little girl's eye. The pointy things. Room frame on the eye. Right back here is the box. Is where you go into. This here would suck you right in. Here. Let's see if I get a little brighter. I don't think so, but a little bit. Okay. Yeah, this looks a little better, but then the color starts to look really strange. So be careful on how much you brighten it. Any photo you guys do. Look. Very powerful. This is the heart. I mean, everything is in here. I just think that this is Julia. This is Summer with her stuff. Sand. This is the whatever rock they use. This is Summer. Sigma Chi. I have a file with these things. And again, you could look at this and fly right by it and not give a shit. But this is a head. This is a contraction. Same with this thing over here. Same with right over here. It's always by dark black hole like this. This kills me. Michael Van, same contraction. Here, here, and there. And this is Summer. You know, depending on what video you watch, you're going to get different Summers. You're not going to get the same Summer each time. You're going to be like, the heck? There's a baby summer. There's a little summer. There's a little summer. There's a little summer. And they are together. They are together. As well as this little guy. And this is summer. Wherever she is and wherever they lied her, it's a corner of a property. This shows corner. This shows bridge. Right in here. Go. I think there is an intertwining of Summer Wells and Julia, even though I know Julia was gone 2014, I believe, allegedly. This is Summer. They're consistently in the corner, showing different faces, telling different stories, showing different types. But look at her. I do not see a swing. I don't see a swing. I see a like a go-kart. Like a coming down, you guys. So what I see right now is it comes down off the mountain, out of the woods. Wait, let me show you where. I love doing the little text box here. And it goes, here's the corner, see? They go up into the mountain. Up. They get taken up and over, you guys. There was, this is up and over. Just watching it. Up and over. Same story. So when you put them independently, why do I show these things? Because it goes back to the story of all these kids. It's just presented differently. And if we don't start looking at these videos from a different point of view and recognizing things that we have to start recognizing, it's like I have this saying, I didn't see it till I saw it, or I won't see it till I see it. I don't know what I don't know. It's like, well, how do I know I don't know that? I don't know. But if this stuff's going to consistently show up in videos, and if it is, we have to teach each other how to read them for the sake of the children, for these stories that are happening to these children. But what bothers me today, what's bothering me, is that whoever is doing it is intelligent to know that they don't look at this stuff. They just know. But this is stuff that shouldn't be showing up. Should not be showing up. I'm showing this to you because this also coincides with the videos. So when I say, he's got that thing in his eye, or he's, here's that element with the heart in the eye. Here, this would be called the slime. And this is exactly what she is doing with the slime. That's what it looks like. So I've been looking at this shit for a very long time because there's no difference between what you see here and what you see they're showing here. Same thing. So if I were to go find that shape, and you have to go into slime pieces, let's see. That would be here. That would be more like this one. So all of these elements, what he has on there is the same element I would say is this one. That's an element. And that's an element. And he's looking down into. This guy showed this information very clearly. That this here, what you see here, is like the same thing I showed you in the beginning where I said it's a hole in the ground. It's cold, it's dark. It's like this. All's coming from that faith guy. And it shows, it could show the law enforcement very clearly what the fuck is going on here if they want to look. These are not regular videos. This isn't what the video's supposed to show. These images are underneath the video. I'm telling you, this is where the children went. If you do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always got, and that is nothing. You guys have fucking nothing. Try following this shit. Try following it. These elements are elements. And this is what I'm showing you that is on Julia Potter. It is just like this. This is the fisherman I follow. This is Summer. You may not see anything in here. What I'm telling you is this head here in the corner by the sand and the cement is the same as this. This head, the corner, in the cement. They don't come from the same videos. One's from Don. This is Summer on the Swing, believe it or not. This is what they're showing. And this stuff is what you need to look at because they match. Sebastian's story, Summer's story. Again, you need to stop and look. Kylie Rodney's story is the same as what I am telling you. It goes back to John Wayne Gacy. Notice the videos of John Wayne Gacy and then come on over to my channel. Notice what is happening. Notice this right here. Right here was the first, one of the first pictures I showed you. And I called that an element. Guys, remember? It was, where is she? It was right in her here, standing in that. Here it is. This here, it's not a piece of hair from her head, just like this isn't. We got to start understanding that this is showing in videos. This here is Julia's video. Her video, 110% show the elements clearly. Clearly. She shows the information inside, beyond the video. If this stuff here isn't looked at as elements and as the story, these kids will never be found. And that's a period. Because you look here, and if you start looking at it as the elements that keep appearing, you will know that these pieces, in Summer's case, were critical to notice. And everything was put out by her parents. And that right here, this picture of Summer, shouldn't look like that. Shouldn't look like that. I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to bring up a couple of these videos. And I'm going to show how you stop them Oh, BC, thank you for that super sticker. Woo-hoo. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Very sweet. I'm going to spend a little time on what happens when you put your finger down and just click it. Stuff like this. And this is how you watch it. How you would grab the videos is you open up your computer like so. Let's see. So I'm going to try to grab one of these videos. View all. Okay. I'm going to grab. Let's just open. Okay. All right. Let me go this way. Here. Can you guys can still hear me. So I'm just showing you how I do this. Julia Potter. This is the channel, right? And if you want to look at this, it's Julia Potter, as you see, 1 subscriber, and the video is called Slime. Okay? How I get this information is I go here and I will push to record. So I'll pull this and record this as I play it. So this is how I investigate these videos. So now I push record and I'm recording as I pull this over. I'm holding my cursor down. For the first time through, I hold my cursor down so I get a video of what's happening. See that? Inside the smaller one. I hold my cursor down, you see something totally different than when I bring my cursor up. It's very bloody video, you guys. But if you got to hold the cursor down, bring it all the way across for the first pull through. And I'm going to show you how the images in the box is they're different. Look at that one. It's like there's bloody fingers across the top. See? It's very bloody. So you could lift my finger and this shit shows. And for the law enforcement that's for Julia Potter, I see her whole story in here. I see many, many children's story in here. I guess it doesn't matter what I see until you go investigate. But, all right, so I held my whole thing down. Now I'm going to go, I start from the very last frame it could possibly go. So, like here. The reason I do that is because it usually the very last frames show the most important information. It's really tough to get them. And then you got to stop it. So she's just showing slime. The name of the game here is to get the information that is between the frames. See? It's bloody. And I don't have all of the resources, right, to dig in this. That is up to Seattle, Washington. But this is how you do it. And pink nail polish is key. So I'm videotaping everything I'm doing here because I pushed Control Command 5. So I'm making a little video of this. This is what I'm doing. I'm not going to do a ton, but this is the box. I see this as being very bloody. And this is someone who is down under. And where children would be alive. They wouldn't have been unalived yet. So notice the foot or the hand, whatever that is. See, I want the truth of that. So this is how you get the best information, doing it this way. Okay, this is a good lesson right here. All right, so as I'm doing this, reflections in the mirror are the best. Okay. All right, so you do this with all the videos. You do this, you get your footage. See, the most important thing is in here. There's a hole in the ground. There's a hole in the ground. So there are other children here. Obviously, everything is allegedly, and I have no fucking idea if I'm right or wrong, but there are other children here. Okay. All right, so you do this and you try to get as much footage as you can, right? Okay, so now maybe I'll. And this is another way, if you just hold your cursor down the whole entire time, like I push my finger down and I'll hold it the whole time. See, that's a box. So if you look at this right now, that's a box. The whole thing is totally changed, right? That's like that yellow box. This is like that yellow box that I showed you. Right here. So these are, all right, so I'm going to hold my cursor down. I like pictures like that. and watch the smaller box. See the interesting angle, right? You pick your finger up. It's very interesting. Um, there's nothing, everything here has to be looked at. Okay. Okay. So then you stop, right? And now you want to go look at this video. Okay, here's the video. All right, here's the video I just made. After you make it, it's on your computer. What I would do is then send it you to my telephone, and I watch it on my telephone by holding the cursor down. Much easier because doing it here is difficult. So this is what I would do. I just watch it holding my cursor down. And I am looking for information like this. This is telling me that they're underground. You know, this is Julia Roberts. This is Julia Roberts. Why do I keep saying that? Oh, it's driving me crazy. This is Julia's. And it's very bloody. And what I am saying is whoever made these videos, you need to go find out who made these videos. It's super important that you find out who made these, because I'm going to show you how this is nothing more than Summer Wells. That is very bloody. Okay. I think it's cutting fingers is what it's doing. Those aren't child. That's not this child's hand or foot. That they're cut. That this is 110% under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. This is for entertainment, educational purposes only. And I don't know if it's true, but I'm just telling you that this is what's happening. That's what's going on here. Those are different fingers. And then boom. So if the law enforcement, if you could please do me a favor and check this stuff out, because you're watching it. So this is why I do enjoy doing this live with the video, because it shows you the truth. And you see I'm not touching it. It's very bloody. So it's just like probably the easiest one to look at. And just you guys understand, I've already talked to people over there, and I want them to be able to turn this one on and kind of give it a little bit of color. Because if you've never been to my station and you go look at this stuff, you'll be like, so what? So it's a box. Well, For 3.5 years, it's all been the same box. It's all been the same elements. It's been the same story. Nothing has shifted. Nothing. Whoops. See in here? That's like a hole. It's no longer her box. That's a hole in the ground, and that's showing it. This here is showing it, and it's also showing elements around the box. So when you have a section that goes fast like that, you want to be able to stop and take screenshots, and you're going to see it has nothing to do with the video. See? It's what's in there that's below the surface is most important. It's pictures like this that match Summer Moon Wells. It's pictures like this that match Julia. This all matches. That right there, you guys, shows you something. If you keep your minds open and understand that this isn't part of what you're supposed to see, and that these are coming from videos that are named Julia Potter, and she's missing. These rooms that you're looking at right in here, this is what it looks like. Buses there. So I'm going to try to just show a little bit more photos, but this is how you play it back. But you do this on your phone, and this is how you get the pictures. See, it's super hard to explain it if it's not explained live, you know? It's a foot. So to me, these are pieces being cut off because, you know, they're trophies. These are little trophies. Let's go this way. So this is how it's done. Let's see. I'm taking a few photos, and that's what I'm going to end on. I'm going to show you what I have here. See, that's a hole in the ground right there. So that's a box. It's a lot. It's very bloody. I could tell you that FBI, this is very bloody. This is a person right here. These videos are urgent. Listen to me when I tell you these videos are urgent to go after. This here looks like we captured a child in the bed. That's the hole in the ground. So you could take the information and do something with it, or you don't. But this here is real. This. And it's right there on the video. And you get it by holding your cursor down. See, it's right in there. Tries to jump. Those are that white thing with the hole in the middle. These are equipment. This is equipment. So it's the freaking bowl. See, that's equipment. See that? Wow. So going over this right now, I'm telling you guys, I'm begging whoever watches this from Seattle to figure this shit out, because this is how they're doing all of them. See that leg? This is how they're doing and getting away with murder, basically. So if you guys could get someone to actually start cracking this stuff that's on YouTube and understanding, watching where they're going, because all it is, it's a pattern. It's a pattern of elements that are telling the story. They need to tell the story of each one of these victims. They need to tell the story. So you all are, in law enforcement, if you're listening, this is important. Like, I could see the elements because I've been viewing them for 3 years and I could pick them out in a heartbeat. But unless anyone starts to listen and understand that this is how they're showing it and this is what must be stopped, everyone's wasting their time. Like, if you don't start seeing these pieces that I just taped and screenshot, they're all the same pictures. They're all the same photos. So, and if you're dealing with the same photos and we're dealing with the same people, same sacrifices, you guys, whoever could do this could literally figure it out. Because just have someone blow this shit up. This is a foot. That's a foot. That's why we have a toe in the middle of the fingers somewhere else. Here, I'll take out the saturation. Here. And these things are getting cut. They're getting cut. And this is coming up from under the ground. That's why they're looking down to the person. See? The photos from the video are bloody. So does it take a little work? Yeah, if you want to see the truth. If you don't want to see the truth, then don't do the work. Because what's under here is this. Whoops. And there's rooms of these kids. Rooms filled with these children. And it shows in this video. And you could take it or leave it. You could do something you've never done before to get a result that you've never got. Look. These are rooms where these children are going. I don't care if you believe me or you don't believe me. I am begging for you to look at this and say you're going to do something different. These are human body parts. And this picture here, here's a better one. This picture here is the photo. This is the photo. And this is the photo that would, to me, make you wanna figure this shit out. This. Here, I brightened it. You see? What it shows here, if you take it, the corner picture, the smallest corner picture is this. These are rooms down under. Down under. That is a child. These children are being shown where they are. Please do something about it. Bring each and every one of these children justice. Go do what you've never done before. And the gifts you're going to receive are gifts you've never gotten before. Thank you all for being here. God bless you all. Thank you all. Have a very, very, very safe rest of your 4th of July. And Muffin Top, like always, you're the best. And thank you for those super stickers, you guys, in the super chat. God bless you. Thank you. And we'll talk to you all soon. Happy 4th.